Students, at the end of today's class, you'll be able to learn different cropping patterns in India and the different major crops which are grown in India. Now we shall learn about the classification of crops or the cropping patterns in India. In India, we have three different cropping patterns, that is Kharif, Rabi and Zaid. Here you can see Kharif grows in monsoon season, onsetting of monsoons. And Rabi grows in winter months. That's why Rabi is called winter crop. And it is a Zaid, it's a summer crop. And a gap between a Rabi and Kharif is called a Zaid season. In summers they grow this kind of crops. So these three are the different cropping patterns in India. Here we comes to Kharif crop. Kharif crops are grown with the onset of monsoons. It means with the arrival of monsoons in the month of June in different parts of the country. And these crops are harvested in September to October. The important crops which are grown during this season are the main crop is paddy or rice and the next important crop is Jowar. Then comes the remaining maize, bajra, tur or arhar, moong, urad, cotton, jute, groundnut and soya bean. Some of the most important rice growing regions are Assam, West Bengal, coastal regions of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra. Here comes Rabi crops. As I told you, Rabi crop is nothing but winter crop because they grow in winter season. So Rabi crops are sown in winter from October to December and harvested in summer from April to June. Some of the important Rabi crops are, the major one is wheat and the second one is mustard. They use mustard oil there, that's why they used to grow mustard seeds primarily and then wheat. The remaining are barley, peas and gram. These crops are grown in large parts of India. The states like north and northwestern parts such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh are important for production of wheat and other Rabi crops. So the availability of precipitation during winter months due to western temperate cyclones help the success of these crops. So they get rainfall from the western cyclonic disturbances which we have discussed in the 9th class. Here comes Zaid crop. In between the Rabi and Kharif seasons, there is a short season during the summer month known as Zaid season. Some of the crops produced during the Zaid are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables and fodder crops. These fodder crops are helpful for feeding the cattle. Students, let's see the major food crops that are grown in India. A variety of food crops and non-food crops that are grown in different parts of the country are rice, wheat, jowar, bajra, ragi, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, oilseeds, cotton and jute. As you all know that which we have discussed earlier, any type of crop that grows depends upon the variation of soil, climate and cultivation practices. First, let us know about the rice, children. You know that rice is a major staple crop of the majority people in India. The majority population in India, they eat rice as a staple food crop. And our country is the second largest producer of rice next after China. It means China is the first largest producer of rice and then India comes second. Rice is a Kharif crop. As you all know that rice is a Kharif crop because it grows only in the June month. As soon as the monsoons arrive in India or the onsetting of the monsoons, the farmers grow rice in their fields. So in the month of June, the farmers raise the crops of rice. And this rice crop requires a temperature of about 25 degrees Celsius and with an annual rainfall of about 100 centimeters of rainfall. It means you should know that rice grows well in the areas which will receive much amount of rainfall. So in areas where they receive less amount of rainfall, the farmers also grow this rice with the help of irrigation. For example, if you take Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and some northeastern states of Rajasthan, northwestern states like Rajasthan also, they cultivate this rice with the help of irrigation. So let us see the states in which states this rice is grown widely. So here you can see the Punjab and the parts of Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, even some parts of Kerala, Assam also. Children, let us see the second most important crop in India, that is wheat. Wheat is the second most important cereal crop. It is the main food crop in the north and northwestern part of India. This is a Rabi crop. Wheat is a Rabi crop. It grows well in a cool growing season and it needs a bright temperature or bright sunshine at the time of its ripening and harvesting. It requires an annual rainfall of about 50 to 75 centimeters. And there are two important wheat growing zones in India, children. That is, number one, Ganga Satluj plains in the northwest. Here you can see Punjab and little part covered in Rajasthan. That plain is called Ganga Satluj plain. So in that Ganga Satluj plain, and the second one is black soil region in the Deccan. Here you can see the black soil in the Madhya Pradesh areas. No, that areas they grow this wheat in a large portion. The major wheat producing states are, which are given here, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan and parts of Madhya Pradesh. Now here comes millets, children. Jowar, Bajra and Ragi are the important millets that are grown in India. So though these millets are known as coarse grains, but they are rich in nutritional value. Let us discuss this Jowar, Bajra and Ragi in detail. Jowar. It is the third most important food crop with respect to area and production. Next after the rice and wheat, children, the third most important crop which the farmers grow in India is Jowar. So in area wise and production wise also it occupies third place after rice and wheat. And this Jowar is a Kharif crop. Farmers raise this crop in Kharif season or of the onsetting of the monsoons. It is a rain-fed crop mostly grown in the moist areas which hardly needs irrigation. Either the farmers grow this crop in the regions where they receive heavy rainfall, or the farmers grow this kind of crop with the help of irrigation facilities also. So the major Jowar producing states are Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Bajra and Ragi. Bajra grows well on sandy soils and shallow black soils. It does not need a fertile soil to grow. And the major Bajra producing states are Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana. But Rajasthan occupies the first place in producing Bajra. And now comes to Ragi. Ragi is a crop of dry regions and grows well on red, black, sandy, loamy and shallow black soils. It means it does not need much amount of rainfall, and also it can also grow well on any kind of soils, as you can see here. And this Ragi is a very rich in iron, calcium and other micronutrients and rough phase. It's a nutritional food also. The major Ragi producing states are Karnataka, it occupies the first place, and the second place Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh. Maize. It is a crop which is used both for food and fodder. We can also eat and we can also provide this crop for the fodder of animals. It means cows, buffaloes and ox, like that. This is a kharif crop. This crop requires a temperature between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, and it grows well in the old alluvial soil. In some states like Bihar, maize is grown in Rabi season also. Actually, it is a kharif crop, but in some states like Bihar, this also can be grown as kharif crop. And the use of modern inputs such as HYV seeds, fertilizers and irrigation, these have contributed significantly to the increasing production of the maize. Major maize producing states are Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Madhya Pradesh. Pulses. India is the largest producer and consumer of pulses. Pulses are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. The major pulses that are grown in India are tur, arhar, urad, moong, masoor, peas and gram. Pulses need less moisture and survive even in dry conditions also. These pulses, they are grown, some are grown in kharif season and some are grown in rabi season. Children, you need to find how many of them and what crops are grown in kharif and which crops are grown in rabi. Pulses need less moisture and survive even in dry conditions. Being leguminous crops, all these crops except arhar help in restoring soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the air. So only except arhar, all the remaining pulses, they fix the nitrogen from the air into the soil. Therefore, these crops are mostly grown in rotation with other crops. It means crop rotation. Major pulses growing states are Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Karnataka. The first place has been occupied by Madhya Pradesh. Students, let us find out which of these pulses grow in kharif and which of these are grown in rabi season. Soya bean, black gram and arhar, these three pulses, they grow in kharif season and these are kharif crops. Masoor dal, Bengal gram, that is chana dal, these two pulses, they grow in rabi season. So they are rabi crops. But green gram is the only pulse which can be grown in both the seasons, that is rabi and kharif. Sugarcane. It is a tropical as well as subtropical crop. Fortunately, India is experiencing both the type of climatic conditions. For example, the southern part of India, it means the South India, experience tropical type of climate, whereas the northern part of India experiencing subtropical type of climate. So the sugarcane grows well in hot and humid climate with a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius and with an annual rainfall between 75 centimeters and 100 centimeters. So irrigation is required in these regions of low rainfall. Farmers grow this crop with the help of irrigation facilities in the regions where they receive less amount of rainfall. It can be grown on a variety of soils. It does not require only one particular soil. It can grow in any kind of soil. Usually, this sugarcane does not belong to kharif or rabi. It does not belong either kharif or rabi because this is the only crop which grows a total year. It takes full year for its maturity of the crop. To get a crop, it takes one full year. So, India is the second largest producer of sugarcane only after Brazil. In the sugar cane production, India occupies second place when Brazil occupies first place. Brazil almost all produces 50% of the world's total production of sugar cane and India just only 22 to 24%. But in the sugar production, India occupies first place. It requires manual labor at the time of sowing to harvesting. It means it needs labor from sowing to at the time of harvesting. From sowing to harvesting, it needs manual labor. So this sugar cane is a main source of sugar, means manufacturing of sugar, ghar or jaggery, khansari and molasses. Molasses is nothing but it's a kind of substance which can be used in making of rum, whiskey, alcohol, etc. Kandasari is one kind of sweet which will be offered as prasadam in the temples or in the houses also. So the major producing sugarcane states are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Bihar, Punjab and Haryana, etc. Thank you. Stay tuned.